Now to the two major victories for the Trump administration in its effort to crack down on illegal immigration. On Friday, President Trump signed what's described as a safe third country agreement with Guatemala. The agreement requires migrants who pass through Guatemala on their way to the U.S. to seek asylum in Guatemala instead of the U.S. And there's also a ruling regarding Mr. Trump's wall. Paula Reid is at the White House with more on all of this. Paula, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. An unprecedented number of migrants have arrived at the southern border this year, and this deal is part of an effort to reduce that flow of migrants, most of whom are seeking asylum here in the U.S. Now, the White House insists Guatemala will provide safety for legitimate asylum seekers. But critics of this deal note that Guatemala is one of the most dangerous countries in the world, and they say it's no place to seek refuge.
We are doing a very important signing. It's a historic asylum or safe third agreement between our two countries.
The Trump administration signed a deal Friday with Guatemala, requiring migrants who travel through the country to seek asylum there instead of in the United States.
We're sending a clear message to human smugglers and traffickers that your day is over, and we're investing in the future of Guatemala. The safety of migrants and their families will protect the rights of those with legitimate claims and will end the widespread abuse of the system and the crippling crisis on our border.
The agreement would largely impact immigrants coming from Honduras and El Salvador, both countries plagued by poverty and violence. They also make up about a third of immigration cases in the U.S. Acting Department of Homeland Security Chief Kevin McAleenan says anyone who doesn't follow this new rule will be sent back.
They can make a protection claim if they would like in Guatemala. So if they arrive in the U.S. not having availed themselves of that opportunity, they'll be returned to Guatemala.
The Trump administration has been pushing for the agreement, even threatening tariffs if Guatemala did not cooperate. In a statement, Chairman of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Eliot Engel, called the agreement cruel and immoral. Simply put, Guatemala is not a safe country for refugees and asylum seekers as the law requires. This deal will likely face legal challenges as well as logistical ones. The agency in Guatemala responsible for handling asylum claims tells CBS News it only has 8 employees. They usually handle a few hundred asylum applications each year. But under this new deal, they could potentially have to process thousands. They say they expect to hire more people, but can't confirm. Michelle.
That's a lot, Paula. Well, the Supreme Court ruled yesterday the president can use Pentagon funds for his border wall. That seems like a big win for the White House.
It is a win for the White House. This case is not over. It will continue. But as of right now, the justices say the White House can tap into billions of dollars of Pentagon funds to begin construction of certain parts of a border wall. Now, the ACLU, which brought this case, says it will ask the lower courts to expedite this case. But the justices, Michelle, they did not seem optimistic that the ACLU will ultimately be found to prevail in this case. Even if they do, it's likely these sections of border wall will already have been built.
Paula, thank you.